Hello and welcome to the revision video for solving problems within numeracy at foundation level, and this will be unit 2, meaning this will be with a calculator. The focus of this revision video will be to solve problems, gaining your OCW marks, where order, communication and writing skills are assessed. And if I could just draw your attention to the website down the bottom there. It's carlam.cymru/cy/. This is where you will access all revision videos for all subjects. So as discussed, this is the OCW problem solving where order, communication, writing skills are assessed, and the following steps I advise you follow to ensure you gain full marks for each question, and that is those extra OCW marks as well. So highlight important vocabulary, information and numbers. You should attempt to do that before actually trying to answer the question. Write down any formulas, materials or facts that are relevant to the question. For example, if there's any graphs or tally charts that you actually number them off before you attempt to answer the question. Write each piece of accounting very clearly using the correct mathematics, as in plus, minus, times, divide, etc. Label each piece of accounting work clearly, and any totals or what totals you've actually worked out within that sum, and also use the correct units when you are showing any workings out. Now this is a calculator paper, so all your workings out will be done through the calculator, but you actually still have to write them in for every question to show what you are doing on the calculator. I'll go through now 3 revision questions, so how you write your workings out whilst using a calculator hopefully will become a lot more clear for you. So this is the first example question I'm going to go through. This is from the 2023 summer paper. In this part of the question, when you see basically this written, in this part of the question, you will be assessed on quality of your organization, communication, accuracy in writing. So organization is key there. So how I do it when I answer these questions is I do them in steps. And usually it's a 2 or 3 step sort of formula I use to actually answer the question. Just makes it far clearer. So here's the question. Here are the team's start times and finish times for the 3 mountains they climbed: Snowdon, Cadair Idris and Pen y Fan. So we already know that we need to concentrate on these times here, start times and finish times. Find the total time the team spent climbing the 3 mountains. Give your answer in hours and minutes. You must show all your workings out. So I move on to this slide where I will do it with you. So we already know that we need to work out the times. So step 1 is simply that for each mountain. So if I write them, let's colour. So if I put here step 1. So we'll start with Snowdon. Because we have to do hours and minutes, I advise that you work out how many hours it is first and then add on the minutes at the end. So you'll be working this out on the calculator, but I advise this is how you write it down. So first of all, we're going to round it off so it's full hours only. equals 4 hours. So now we know it didn't finish at 8, it finished at 8:30. I'll just highlight the one I'm doing here. Snowdon. So we need to write 0800 0830 equals, and you write 30 minutes in there and write it in full. So that's Snowdon. You have to do the same now for the other two mountains. So you write it in full. So the time's here, as we can see now. So Cadair Idris is 11. So 11 to 16. We know 16 is 4 o'clock. We'll leave out the 20 minutes for now. So we write 16 here. And we write down that's 5 hours. Then we put 1600 hours here. We know they finished at 20 past the hour. So that's simply 20 minutes. And lastly, Pen y Fan. So they started at 1850, finished at 2105. So to round it off, we need to finish the counting at 2050. Okay, so that means that's 2 hours. Then lastly, we write 2050, and what it says in the table there, 2105. So we put 2105 there. Now we can work out that that is 15 minutes. So that's your step 1. Step 2. I'll choose a different colour for this step. There's only 2 steps in this question. Step 2. Now we're going to answer how long did it take to do all 3 mountains. We've now worked out hours and minutes. So we firstly need to add the hours together, which is 4 plus 5 plus 2. Obviously all this you'll be doing on the calculator, but this is how you write it down for those extra marks. 11 hours. And then we add the minutes, which is 30 plus 20 plus 15. Add them together, it comes to 65 minutes. Now we know that the 60 minutes, makes an hour, and it's clear to see we've got 65 minutes there, so now we need to round it off. So the total equals, so 12 hours 12 hours and 5 minutes. That's how long it took to complete all 3 mountains. Now, if you get these right answers and you come to these totals, then you'll get the full marks, which is 3 marks. And then for the extra 2, you have to show your labelling. So labelling the mountains like I've done here, and how you've worked out the times that it took to walk each mountain. Also, I've labelled them step 1 and step 2. You can do the same as well in your sort of test paper. Right, this is the second example. This was taken from the summer paper in 2022. This question is actually quite a big question, so again, we'll be doing it in steps. So step 1, first of all, read the question, and usually when there's a table or a line chart, a graph of any sort in it with no numbers, I do advise you the first thing you do is actually put the numbers in of the totals, which I will do for you now. So Glyn is running a game stall at the village fair. Each player who wins a game at the stall receives a prize. These prizes are selected at random from those available. At the start of the fair, Glyn drew a vertical line diagram to show the number of each prize available. So our first job here, step 1, is to add these up. So we've got the totals. So we read it here. We can see, first of all, making sense of it, number of each prizes going up here, and you've got to take account that they go up in 2s, and obviously you've got everything labelled here, or the prizes. So box of chocolates, how many? We can see that that's 9. Cuddly toys, 12 of them. How many books did he buy? 5. How many frames? 2. Right, so that's your step 1. So this is now the actual question. So in this part, obviously, same as the last question, you have to show all your workings out and your understandings, especially when you're using a calculator. So Glyn bought all the prizes for his stall from a shop. The cost of buying one of each prize is shown in the table below. So now we've got a graph that we've just worked out how many he bought of each, and now this is the cost of each one. Glyn received a discount of 10% off the total cost of the prizes. How much did Glyn pay for all the prizes at his stall? Okay, so our step 2 now is to work out how much everything cost with using the graph and the numbers that we wrote in. So you'll be referring back to that graph. So I'm going to start excuse me, with the chocolates. Equals £1.80. And he bought 9 of them. We know that because that's what the graph tells us. Then you use your calculator and write in the total of £16.20. We do the same now for the other 3 as well. So then we've got, I'm going to write down toys, or toy here. That's £2.30 each. And he bought 12 of them. Use your calculator. Total is £27.60. Next would be the books. The books cost £3.20 and he bought 5 of them. So the total is £16. And lastly, I'll just put frame down here. They were costing at £4.70 each. He's bought 2 of them. And that comes, use your calculator, and that comes to £9.40. What might help here is obviously you've used the graph here. What I would do is, so you don't have to look back and forward all the time, is just write those numbers down there next to your table. Okay? Right, so now we need to work out the total. And obviously you can use your calculator for this. Total equals £69.20. So that's how much Glyn spent on the prizes. So that's step 2. I'll just round that off there. Step 2. Step 3 now, and the last step for this question is the 10% discount that he got. So if I put here step 3. So what we need to work out now is £69.20 divided by 10. You do that on your calculator, you should get a total of £6.25. And then I'll put cost of prizes equals £69.20 take away £6.25. Do that on your calculator and you get the total of £62.28p. And that's your third and final step for that question. So again, I've labelled everything. I've put pound signs in, put the decimals, put the correct decimal places in, done step 1, 2 and 3, so that's very clear. Remember, you're being marked on your organisation as well. I've basically written down everything I've worked out on the calculator, so it's clear. And then this is your final answer here. Now, even if you've done all this and shown all this and this answer isn't correct, it doesn't mean you lose the OCW marks, okay? But you will lose marks on getting the correct answer. And this is the third and final example I'll go through. This is from the November 2021 paper. Laura wants to join her local gym for the year. The local gym has 2 ways of paying the membership. Plan A, pay a joining fee of £135. Right, I need to highlight this. These are the things we need to know already. So we've got Plan A, joining fee of £135, and then it's £31.99 per month. Or she could go for Plan B, and that's pay one lump sum of £480 for the year. The manager offers Laura as well a 15% discount on her joining fee if she chose Plan A. In this part of the question, again, you will be assessed on your quality of organisation, communication and accuracy in writing. Which plan is the cheaper for Laura? And obviously you must show all your workings out. So first of all, Plan B, we know how much Plan B is. Okay, so there'll be nothing to do there. The workings out we need to do is for Plan A, because there's a discount of 15%, and that 15% comes off the joining fee only. The joining fee's here, which is £135. And And then step 2 will be to work out how much 12 times £31.99 is for the year. Okay, so step 1. Colour would help. There we go. Step 1. So to work out the 15% discount on a calculator, so that's equal to 0.15. That's how you'd put 15% in on a calculator. So the sum you need to do on the calculator is the joining fee. Joining fee is £135. It says it above here for you. And you simply times that by 0.15. The answer you should get is £20 and 25p. That's how much Laura will get off her joining fee with that 15% discount. So the joining fee is 135, take away £20 and 25p. Work that out on the calculator and you should get an answer of £114 and 75p. That is now her joining fee. That's step 1. And the answer you'll need to use shortly will be this one. Right, step 2. What we now need to do is work out how much it is per month. Not per month, for the year, sorry. So we've worked out 15% off the 135. We now need to work wrong colour. We now need to work out what £31.99 is. So back to the pen. So we write here £31.99 times 12. And that's for 12 months. Equals £383.88p. Should be showing on your calculator. So total for plan A is £383 plus the joining fee of £114.75. Don't forget the pound sign. And now you can use your calculator. The total, so if I put plan A total here, remember to label clearly. My calculator tells me it's £498.63p. That's step 2. There. We've got one more step because the questions has asked which plan is better, plan A or plan B. If I rub these off, there we go. So it's probably clear to see which plan is the better one. However, we do have to write that down even though it's obvious. So step 3, So that's all we need to write here is plan B equals £480. And as I said at the start, there's nothing else to work out on plan B. It's just a flat rate. There is no joining fee. There is no 15% off and anything. It's just £480 up front for the 12 months. Looking at the two totals, which is what you do now, it's obvious that plan B is the better plan, or the cheaper plan if you can pay up front. So what you can write now here, just to finish it off and to be clear about it, because it's asking you which one is cheaper. Plan B is the cheaper option by, it doesn't ask you to actually give the total of the difference between the two prices, but I would put it in anyway. Plan B is the cheaper option by £18.63. And those are your 3 steps for that question. Thank you very much today. I hope you found that video helpful. Again, just a reminder for you, there's the website, the carlam.cymru website, where you can access all the videos for numeracy, literacy, and all other subjects in GCSE and A-level. And you can also follow them on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. I hope you found that helpful. Thank you very much. I'll see you again soon.